Hey, Flo here. I'm back for more. Scenery's starting to get good, huh? It only gets better from here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do another Bible reading up here, of course. Okay. I'm going to take a chance and not bother with the big microphone. Maybe for the rest of the day. I don't like messing with it. I hope I don't regret it, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not much I can do about it. It's not like a constant failure either. Like it just occasionally doesn't work. It's usually pretty reliable. All right. Oh, let me check, make sure everything's working. Yep. Let's see, I might sit right in front of this tree just because it's a little bit flatter right there. So hopefully I won't fall back in my chair if I sit that way. And make sure that that looks okay. That's fine. It's not amazing, but the whole area is kind of slanted, so I can't really get perfectly flat. Well, actually I probably can. It's fine, whatever. Yeah, it's hard to get totally flat. I could dig out like a big old flat area, but try not to disturb the ground too much, and I'll smooth this over when I leave just so it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't really matter that much because there's not much going on up here anyway. Kind of crazy to me that I don't think people come up here much. I seriously doubt anyone else will come up here while I'm here. Incredibly unlikely. I don't know if anybody comes up here at all. Which is insane to me, but whatever, you know. There's kind of more popular trails everybody goes kind of the same way. I like to go the path less traveled. I've gone the standard routes as well, but I like to try new things. Okay, so got another Bible reading. We're going to be reading Psalms 89, 96, 100, 101, 105, and Acts chapter 17. I'm really excited about this route, though. I have some big ideas that are unrealistic for today, especially like if I wasn't doing the Bible readings and I was just hiking, just like keep continuing going on and on, I could probably do the crazy ideas that I'm thinking, but with all the Bible readings that I'm stopping for, it'll take too many hours out of the day to still have time to do the big crazy idea. I'll still do some cool, awesome stuff, but I'm not going to do like all of the awesome stuff in one day. I thought about it though. I was tempted. But it's more important to me to get these readings in because even though it's really important for me to get out and hike like this and get out in nature just for my mental health, my spiritual health and mental health and physical health, all that stuff, but also the Bible readings feel like my purpose right now. My life is totally messed up, like seriously, massively messed up, more than you can think, like more than yours is. If you're watching this, my life is likely less in order than yours. And you might think, wow, this guy reads the Bible. Surely he's got things figured out in life, right? Nope. Not at all, in fact. But anyway, so kind of struggling in life, and so I need to do some of this stuff just to keep going, just to give me energy to do little bits of things that I need to do. Because my motivation and just, I don't even know what to call it, just my strength is sapped in life. So that's kind of why I need to be out here doing this while I can. And then when the days aren't as nice and I'm not so tempted that I can't resist, then there's stuff I need to do for sure. I should be doing it, but I'm just really honestly struggling, just letting you know. It's a real struggle. And I don't even understand it. Like I almost feel like I've lost the will to just exist. Because life has thrown me so many wrenches that I don't really know what to do anymore. Like there is a pathway for me to take that I should take, but I've just been like lambasted. I can't think of the right word. Just tossed to and fro by so many crazy events, discouraging scenarios that even though I have a pathway to pursue, I feel like I just don't have energy anymore. I wish this pathway would have come to me some years ago before I just I don't know, just got crushed. And because I think I would have had more energy for it. And I thought I had the energy, and I don't know what's going on, but I just can't seem to get my head in the game, or whatever you want to call it. And so this project that I'm doing it feels like all I have, and I don't even know what the end of it is. Like, is this the end of me? You know, like, is this I just do this one thing and then that's it? Or is God gonna deliver me, pull me out of this difficult life season and let me move on to the next stage? I don't know, man. Anyway, just being honest about it and really struggling, so could use some prayer for sure. I really like asking for prayer, so I guess Suppose if you hear me asking for prayer, it really means I need it. It's a cool piece of obsidian. All right, let's do the reading. I don't want to keep going that way. I might actually, after this, I might keep the stream going if the signal holds out, because it's like a big open crater up here that it seems like the signal should keep being strong because there's no obstructions. There's like just a few tiny trees and then it's like on the rocks. So we'll see. I'll do the reading, and if I can just like hike up the hill and keep it going, I'll do that. We'll just see how it plays out. I think I put the words on the right side. Yes, I did. I remember. I already looked at it. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I need to always remember this. Psalm chapter 89, a maskil of Ethan the Ezrahite. I will sing of the loving devotion of the Lord forever. With my mouth I will proclaim your faithfulness to all generations. For I have said, loving devotion is built up forever. In the heavens you establish your faithfulness. You said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my servant. I will establish your offspring forever and build up your throne for all generations. Selah. The heavens praise your wonders, O Lord, your faithfulness as well, in the assembly of the holy ones. For who in the skies can compare with the Lord? Who among the heavenly beings is like the Lord? In the council of the holy ones, God is greatly feared, and awesome above all who surround him. O Lord God of hosts, who is like you? O mighty Lord, your faithfulness surrounds you. You rule the raging sea. When its waves mount up, you still them. You crushed Rahab like a carcass. You scattered your enemies with your mighty arm. The heavens are yours, and also the earth. The earth and its fullness you founded. North and south you created. Tabor and Hermon shout for joy at your name. Mighty is your arm, strong is your hand. Your right hand is exalted. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Loving devotion and faithfulness go before you. Blessed are those who know the joyful sound, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your presence. They rejoice in your name all day long, and in your faithfulness they exult. For you are the glory of their strength, and by your favor our horn is exalted. Surely our shield belongs to the Lord, and our King to the Holy One of Israel. You once spoke in a vision. To your godly ones you said, I have bestowed help on a warrior. I have exalted one chosen from the people. I have found my servant David. With my sacred oil I have anointed him. My hand will sustain him. Surely my arm will strengthen him. No enemy will exact tribute. No wicked man will oppress him. I will crush his foes before him and strike down those who hate him. My faithfulness and loving devotion will be with him, and through my name his horn will be exalted. I will set his hand over the sea, and his right hand upon the rivers. He will call to me, You are my Father, my rock. You are my Father, my God, the rock of my salvation. I will indeed appoint him as my firstborn, the highest of the kings of the earth. I will forever preserve my loving devotion for him, and my covenant with him will stand fast. I will establish his line forever, his throne as long as the heavens endure. If his sons forsake my law and do not walk in my judgments, if they violate my statutes and fail to keep my commandments, I will attend to their transgression with the rod, and to their iniquity with stripes. But I will not withdraw my loving devotion from him, nor ever betray my faithfulness. I will not violate my covenant or alter the utterance of my lips. Once and for all I have sworn by my holiness, I will not lie to David. His offspring shall endure forever, and his throne before me like the sun, like the moon, established forever, a faithful witness in the sky. Selah. Now, however, you have spurned and rejected him. You are enraged by your anointed one. You have renounced the covenant with your servant and sullied his crown in the dust. You have broken down all his walls. You have reduced his strongholds to rubble. All who pass by plunder him. He has become a reproach to his neighbors. You have exalted the right hand of his foes. You have made all his enemies rejoice. You have bent the edge of his sword and have not sustained him in battle. You have ended his splendor and cast his throne to the ground. You have cut short the days of his youth. You have covered him with shame. Selah. How long, O Lord? Will you hide yourself forever? Will your wrath keep burning like fire? Remember the briefness of my lifespan. For what futility you have created all men. What man can live and never see death? Can he deliver his soul from the power of Sheol? Selah. Where, O Lord, is your loving devotion of old, which you faithfully swore to David? Remember, O Lord, the reproach of your servants, which I bear in my heart from so many people. How your enemies have taunted, O Lord, and have mocked every step of your anointed one. Blessed be the Lord forever. Amen and amen. Psalm chapter 96. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord, all the earth. Sing to the Lord. Bless his name. Proclaim his salvation day after day. Declare his glory among the nations, his wonderful deeds among all peoples. For great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but it is the Lord who made the heavens. Splendor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty fill his sanctuary. Ascribe to the Lord, O families of the nations. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Bring an offering and enter his courts. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. Tremble before him, all the earth. Declare among the nations, the Lord reigns. The world is firmly established. It cannot be moved. He will judge the peoples with equity. Let the heavens be glad and the earth rejoice. Let the sea resound and all that fills it. Let the fields exult and all that is in them. Then all the trees of the forest will sing for joy before the Lord, for he is coming. He is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples in his faithfulness. Psalm chapter 100. A psalm of thanksgiving. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, and his loving devotion endures forever. His faithfulness continues to all generations. Psalm chapter 101. A psalm of David. I will sing of your loving devotion and justice. To you, O Lord, I will sing praises. I will ponder the way that is blameless. When will you come to me? I will walk in my house with integrity of heart. I will set no worthless thing before my eyes. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me. A perverse heart shall depart from me. I will know nothing of evil. Whoever slanders his neighbor in secret, I will put to silence. The one with haughty eyes and a proud heart I will not endure. My eyes favor the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He who walks in the way of integrity shall minister to me. No one who practices deceit shall dwell in my house. No one who tells lies shall stand in my presence. Every morning I will remove all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off every evildoer from the city of the Lord. Psalm chapter 105. Give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the nations. Sing to him, sing praises to him, tell of all his wonders. Glory in his holy name, let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Seek out the Lord and his strength, seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his marvels, and the judgments he has pronounced. O offspring of his servant Abraham, O sons of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments carry throughout the earth. He remembers his covenant forever, the word he ordained for 1,000 generations. The covenant he made with Abraham and the oath he swore to Isaac. He confirmed it to Jacob as a decree, to Israel as an everlasting covenant. I will give you the land of Canaan as the portion of your inheritance. When they were few in number, few indeed, and strangers in the land, they wandered from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another. He let no man oppress them. He rebuked kings on their behalf. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do no harm to my prophets. He called down famine on the land and cut off all their supplies of food. He sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with shackles and placed his neck in irons, until his prediction came true and the word of the Lord proved him right. The king sent and released him. The ruler of peoples set him free. He made him master of his household, ruler over all his substance, to instruct his princes as he pleased and teach his elders wisdom. Then Israel entered Egypt. Jacob dwelt in the land of Ham. And the Lord made his people very fruitful, more numerous than their foes, whose hearts he turns to hate his people, to conspire against his servants. He sent Moses his servant and Aaron whom he had chosen. They performed his miraculous signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. He sent darkness, and it became dark, yet they defied his words. He turned their waters to blood and caused their fish to die. Their land teemed with frogs even in their royal chambers. He spoke, and insects swarmed, gnats throughout their country. He gave them hail for rain, with lightning throughout their land. He struck their vines and fig trees and shattered the trees of their country. He spoke, and the locusts came, young locusts without number. They devoured every plant in their land and consumed the produce of their soil. Then he struck all the firstborn in their land, the firstfruits of all their vigor. He brought Israel out with silver and gold, and none among his tribes stumbled. Egypt was glad when they departed, for the dread of Israel had fallen on them. He spread a cloud as a covering and a fire to light up the night. They asked, and he brought quail and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. He opened a rock, and water gushed out. It flowed like a river in the desert. For he remembered his holy promise to Abraham his servant. He brought forth his people with rejoicing, his chosen with shouts of joy. He gave them the lands of the nations, that they may inherit the fruits that they may inherit the fruit of others' labor, that they might keep his statutes and obey his laws. Hallelujah. Thought I actually heard someone, but I think it's all these flies buzzing around. They kind of have just a little bit of a vocal cord to their noises that makes it sound like a voice. Pretty sure that's all it was. I don't think anyone else is up here. I would be so surprised. But it's also possible that sound travels really well. So if people are just down further on a trail down below, I might be able to hear them from up here. I'm not sure. All right, one more chapter. Acts chapter 17. When they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where there was a Jewish synagogue. As was his custom, Paul went into the synagogue, and on 3 Sabbaths he reasoned with them from the Scriptures, explaining and proving that the Christ had to suffer and rise from the dead. This Jesus I am proclaiming to you is the Christ, he declared. Some of the Jews were persuaded and joined Paul and Silas, along with a large number of God-fearing Greeks and quite a few leading women. The Jews, however, became jealous, so they brought in some troublemakers from the marketplace, formed a mob, and sent the city into an uproar. They raided Jason's house in search of Paul and Silas, hoping to bring them out to the people. But when they could not find them, they dragged Jason and some other brothers before the city officials, shouting, "These men who have turned the world upside down have now come here, and Jason has welcomed them into his home. They are all defying Caesar's decrees, saying that there is another king named Jesus." On hearing this, the crowd and city officials were greatly disturbed, and they collected bond from Jason and the others, and then released them. As soon as night had fallen, the brothers sent Paul and Silas away to Berea. On arriving there, they went into the Jewish synagogue. Now the Bereans were more noble-minded than the Thessalonians, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the Scriptures every day to see if these teachings were true. As a result, many of them believed, along with quite a few prominent Greek women and men. But when the Jews from Thessalonica learned that Paul was also proclaiming the word of God in Berea, they went there themselves to incite and agitate the crowds. The brothers immediately sent Paul to the coast, but Silas and Timothy remained in Berea. Those who escorted Paul brought him to Athens and then returned with instructions for Silas and Timothy to join him as soon as possible. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply disturbed in his spirit to see that the city was full of idols. So he reasoned in the synagogue with the Jews and God-fearing Gentiles, and in the marketplace with those he met each day. Some Epicurean and Stoic philosophers also began to debate with him. Some of them asked, "What is this babbler trying to say?" Others said, "He seems to be advocating foreign gods." They said this because Paul was proclaiming the good news of Jesus and the resurrection. So they took Paul and brought him to the Areopagus. Where they asked him, "May we know what this new teaching is that you are presenting? For you are bringing some strange notions to our ears, and we want to know what they mean." Now all the Athenians and foreigners who lived there spent their time doing nothing more than hearing and articulating new ideas. Then Paul stood up in the meeting of the Areopagus and said, "Men of Athens, I see that in every way you are very religious. For as I walked around and examined your objects of worship, I even found an altar with this inscription, to an unknown God. Therefore, what you worship as something unknown, I now proclaim to you. The God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and earth and does not live in temples made by human hands. Nor is he served by human hands as if he needed anything, because he himself gives everyone life and breath and everything else. From one man he made every nation of men, that they should inhabit the whole earth. And he determined their appointed times and the boundaries of their lands. That freaked me out. Oh, that's cool. It's a bluebird. From one man he made every nation of men, that they should inhabit the whole earth, and he determined their appointed times and the boundaries of their lands. God intended that they would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being. As some of your own poets have said, we are his offspring. Therefore, being offspring of God, we should not think that the divine being is like gold or silver or stone, an image formed by man's skill and imagination. Although God overlooked the ignorance of earlier times, he now commands all people everywhere to repent. For he has set a day when he will judge the world with justice by the man he has appointed. He has given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead. When they heard about the resurrection of the dead, some began to mock him, but others said, "We want to hear you again on this topic." At that, Paul left the Areopagus, but some joined him and believed, including Dionysius the Areopagite, a woman named Damaris, and others who were with them. All right, that's it for that reading. What did I do? Doopy-doo. Okay, so I'm going to try to get packed up as soon as I can, and like I said, I might try to keep the stream going and hike up the hill, see if I can keep the signal going. I mean, I can't really keep it going, but I can try to see if there's a signal. I hate this thing. It just doesn't want to stay. I need to remember to do shorts, like, especially in the more epic places. At least a couple here and there. Even though they're kind of, I don't know, it's just, they feel weird because I don't really have a specific goal with them or anything, but I mean, I'm just not really telling a story. I'm basically just doing short videos of like, hey, look where I am, kind of a thing. But I still like to do them just because they get a few views where I get pretty much not very many otherwise. Okay. I'll try to get packed up as soon as I can. To go down, and I need the tripod thingy. Oh, excuse me. And so far this is really easy. Like, I haven't done anything really difficult in the hike. I did just climb up straight up this ridge, but it was relatively easy in my opinion. I think I am getting in better shape this year. Like earlier in the year, I was just like constantly saying, "Oh, I'm in such terrible shape," and it was true. But after doing some of these bigger hikes, I've gotten a little bit more accustomed to being able to do this kind of stuff. Okay. What kills the trees? Beetles? Flo, we should gather some soil samples in your area, send them to Gives. I don't think he really cares that much about them, to be honest. Part of the reason he did that is because I was telling him how I have a weird hobby of collecting sand. I don't know if he himself is actually interested in dirt and stuff or not. Unfortunately, up in these places, these are in a protected wilderness, so it's actually illegal to take anything. I can't even take rocks or whatever. There's actually quite a large fine if you do that. Not that, anyone's ever going to find out, but, when you're live streaming and talking about it, if I were to just pick up a rock and throw it in my bag, it would be kind of evidence against me, so. He was gushing about the colors in a stream. Yeah, there's other areas, though, where I pick up rocks. Like, there's a border to this wilderness and other stuff that, if you're outside of those areas, then it's okay, within reason or whatever, but why can't I get this off? But yeah, I don't know if one thing that might be interesting, I don't know, I still need to do that live stream with him where I open up the sand that he sent and look at it under my microscope. That was supposed to be a thing, and then there is kind of a reason why it never happened somewhat. During like that period of time, I wasn't really streaming, first of all, and then when I started streaming again, I switched to Linux from Windows, and a lot of the stuff, like OBS, took me a million years to get set up. Just getting my whole entire environment working again it took a really long time, and I never actually did hook up my microscope to see if it's like has a driver for Linux and works and all that. So I need to try that at some point. But then, yeah, I've just had other things that I've been doing. I've been working on this Bible reading project and haven't really gone back to my normal other like variety content much. Just kind of been fixated on the Bible reading stuff. I'm a rock hound myself, amateur. Love me some geology. Nice. Yeah, my favorite rocks. I could definitely. Right now, unfortunately, I have like zero money, so as much as I would love to send him stuff or use stuff or anything like that, I just can't afford to right now because I literally have to just scrape by just to have enough to buy meals and a little bit of gas to get around and different things. But once I get out of that situation, I would absolutely love to do that. It's super crazy how expensive the international shipping is. When I saw the package that he sent, I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh man, that was expensive for you. I know he's in a better financial situation, so it's probably not that big of a deal, but it just made me cringe because I know it's, you can't do that all the time. And like, like Elfsar, I don't know, man, I don't know how that guy does that. He's so generous. He just sends stuff for free and paying for shipping most of the time. It's just like, what? He's a good man, and I totally understand he's just that way, but it's like, man, people should be buying your artwork. It's amazing stuff. But I know he does commissions and other things as well, but anyway. he now requires the winner to pay for shipping. I thought I had heard him say that before. That's very reasonable at the very least, you know. I don't know anything about the Portland stuff. I literally on purpose never watch the news. That's like a good way to just cause needless stress and strife in one's life, in my opinion. So yeah, I stay out of that stuff entirely. I have no clue what's going on. I don't even want to know, to be perfectly honest. I have enough stuff to worry about without taking on the weight of the world's insanity. I literally never watch the news. I don't even look at the headlines unless they just like happen across my face on accident, and I'm like, oh, yay, that junk's going on, lovely, you know. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't really want to know. This zipper is really bad. Hope it doesn't completely burst on me today, but it's usually I can get it to work. I'm gonna commission him soon. Nice. Yeah, you have an idea? Is it a secret, or you open about what your idea is? He's been doing a lot of dragons lately. I remember he mentioned something about some people wanted him to make a dragon calendar, or he did one last year, and I think that's part of the reason. But it's like, I think every time I clicked on his stream or seen the YouTube videos, it's like, oh, it's another dragon. Kind of funny. Definitely his favorite thing. Like, I don't know what his story. I never heard the story of like, you just like dragons, or is there a personal story with that's associated with that? Or... Anyways, very talented guy. Amazes me every time. It's crazy when you first look at his initial sketch and like the basic color blocks. I'm just like, wow, that doesn't look that great. Like, how are you gonna pull it out of this, man? Like, and when I draw, which I don't draw very often, I'm not very good at it. I'm always nervous when I'm in those stages. I'm like, oh, can I even redeem this? It looks terrible. But he never actually makes mistakes like that, really. He actually knows exactly what he's doing. He seemingly plans all of that in advance, and I just like am baffled. I'm completely baffled how he does it. I don't understand it at all. But yeah, that's his gift. That's his talent. Thanks for the heart thingy and the heart thingy and the heart thingy. I still haven't gotten used to the denominations, so I have no idea what those things are anymore. I'm so used to the old lemons and ice creams and stuff. Okay, let me get chat on here since I'm going to be walking around. I need to be able to see it, so I don't have to hold both phones all the time. Okay. Hopefully that'll come up. There it goes. All right. His secret, you're gonna show it off at some point in the future when you get it, or it's like kind of just between you and him, and you're not ever gonna reveal what it is. Either way, I don't, no worries. I can live with secrets. I don't need to know everything that's going on. Just curious. All right, so yeah, he's very talented. He's truly perfected his craft. Like I'm also an artist, but I feel like I kind of get lucky if I produce something of a higher caliber. I'm actually like pleasantly surprised if it turns out right. I mean, his stuff, it's just like every time it's like a banger, it's like, whoa, that's amazing. And every once in a while I'm actually happy with one of my drawings and stuff, but yeah, when I look at someone like him, I've met other people. I had this friend in high school who became a professional illustrator. He's actually fairly famous, actually, in certain whatever circles, I guess. But anyway, people like that, just they just seemingly can't go wrong. They almost can't do a bad drawing. Whereas like for me, it's like, oh, I gotta erase that. It's like so messed up. Out of 1,000 climbers stranded on the Everest, approximately 800 rescued so far. Heavy snow trapped them. At some point, my commission will be revealed. Cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it someday. I don't like watch things, like I miss a lot of streams, but yeah, I'd love to see it if, once it's finished and it's no longer a secret and all that. But anyway, yeah, I love my Legend of Zelda link that he made for me. That was just, I know you were there when that happened. It just felt like it was meant to be. Like, that's the one time I've ever entered a drawing for his stuff. I've never done it before and never since, and I won it. It's just crazy. It really felt like it was almost like a God thing, like I was supposed to win or something. But anyway, that was pretty exciting. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Oh shoot, I forgot to put this in my bag. No, it sucks. I don't want to take my backpack off again. Let's see if I can attach it somewhere. It's awesome that so many have won the pieces that were important to them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it almost felt, I actually, at a certain point that day, I almost felt like, is this rigged? Because I mean, not rigged, but it almost felt like he somehow had control over who won, because I'm like, how in the world, what is the likelihood of me winning the one time that I enter the drawing, and it's like the one drawing that I'm actually interested in. Well, I mean, they're all awesome, but what I mean is, like, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta try for this one because it's super cool and just up my alley. Just retro gaming kind of characters. It's just my thing. 5x5, nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, that may change as I go up this hill. I'm gonna try to keep the stream going as I walk up here, but it could very well randomly cut out. I wouldn't be too surprised, but we'll try. Let me get this on there. Anyway, there's the mountain. I'm actually on a giant crater right here. You can see it, like volcano crater that just kind of curves around like a donut, or more like a croissant. And then back this way, we got another mountain. All right, let me get the selfie stick on here. And when I go up this hill, like as I continue to go up this hill, it'll probably die and I'll have to end the stream at some point, unfortunately. But if not, it'll just keep getting better. Like, you think this looks good? It's just gonna, it literally gets better than this, which is hard to imagine, to be honest, but it does. Okay, so let's just get my hiking sticks and get on with it. What a view, indeed. I'm gonna try to go up the very top of the highest point of this ridge, because I think that's more likely to maintain the signal. Hope I didn't leave anything back there. Let me just double check, at least look from back here. Thanks for the clip, man. I haven't really checked out the new clip system. Does it, you know how like the old clips, if you didn't highlight them, they would go away, but if you highlighted them, they would last essentially forever. Is it the same now? Or do they just go away no matter what you do? I just made a really advanced sailor's knot there of some kind that I can't undo. Let's see. Trying to undo the knot in my USB port here. There we go. Make sure I have this on the right gimbal mode. There it is. All right, so we're just gonna go straight up this crater. And once we get to the top, I'm pretty sure we're going to be rewarded with a ridiculous view. But then I'm just going to keep going. It's going to get even better. My crazy idea. I'm going to try to climb the mountain that I'm on. Which is crazy enough because this is not a climbing route. Literally no one comes this way. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm the only one that's come this way in a year. I mean, that's probably a little bit exaggerated, but nobody goes this way because there's an established climbing route that everybody goes, and this is not it. But this is an amazing way. The only thing I'm not sure about is there might be an impasse, like where ultra technical skills are required, and I think I can get around it because I'm pretty good at route finding and compromising and avoiding like impossible things. But yeah, there's a chance that I might meet something that's a little bit beyond my skill level. But I think I can probably cheat my way around it. Because usually, like this is an example. Online, this mountain, they basically say it's pretty technical and it's pretty dangerous, and you really should rope up and only do it if you're really confident. The confident part I agree with, but you definitely don't have to rope up. There's a way to do it. There's like a cheat to do it with less skills, less experience, because I don't know how to use ropes and anchors and climbing stuff at all, but I can get to the top. So, and I'm usually pretty good at finding those kind of options. Most people will look at it and go, whoa, that's impossible, turn back. I spend more time hunting around for possibilities, and I usually find something. Oh, sick. That is a very blue bird over there. I don't think it'll show up. Oh, sort of, almost. That's probably, it has a nest up there or something. Come on, fly. We want to see your beautiful blue feathers on the back. Anyway. Any eagles in that area? I don't see them often. We have tons of eagles in Oregon in general, but in this exact location, I've probably seen them before, but they're not very common. I'll just say that. There's lots of osprey and other birds of prey, but I don't see eagles very often around here. We have lots of turkey vultures too. Oh man, this area is sick. Lack of food for them? I don't know. I'm not much of a zoologist, to be honest. I don't know what they prefer. But since they're probably kind of top of the food chain, they probably can pick and choose their favorite areas. It also gets extremely cold here in the winter. I don't know how well they do with extreme cold and snow and stuff. Can at least take a couple pictures. I know I have the live stream, which is, the video is like 100,000 pictures. I was gonna say it's like 1,000 words or whatever that thing is, but it's literally hundreds of thousands of photos. So, and it's just more immersive and cool, but at the same time, quality photos from time to time as well. Uh-oh. Looks like the signal is breaking up here. Get a picture here and then get away from this rock. Might be making it worse. I would not be surprised if the signal completely dies up here. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Well, these are some of the last trees. Yeah, the bit rate is not as good as I'm going up higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of cuts out at some point. It's easy because it's not insanely steep, and it's not that crumbly, but it is brutal because it's just relentless. It's just like, it just keeps going. Whew. There's the crater over that way. I'm staying on this side just because I think the signal has a better chance over here. Still 5x5 noise. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't necessarily know why it would get worse, except that I don't know how they point the cell towers, but I'm assuming they not only point them side to side, but up and down as well. So they probably focus more downward a little bit just so that people driving and walking on the normal ground are more likely to benefit. They probably don't like have a dish pointing straight up into the mountain. So I'm guessing that that's why it might get a little bit worse as I get higher, but I don't know. Elevation, I don't know where it is here, but I think the top of the mountain's about a little over 9,000 or something like that. We don't have like ridiculously tall mountains in Oregon. They're just majestic and really well shaped. That's what they're kind of famous for, but they're not like huge like Colorado or Alaska or Canada type stuff. Highest I've ever been in the US is a bit over 6 Appalachians. Really? Do they go higher than that though, like in the Appalachians? Or is that the top of them? Like I think Mount Hood, which is the tallest in Oregon, is only like 11,000 something, if I remember right. But yeah, they're very prominent, like nothing around them. So instead of like giant mountain ranges where everything looks tall, it's like really majestic big mountains that kind of come up out of nowhere. That's what makes these ones beautiful. But yeah, this place is a tourist attraction, and I don't mind telling where I'm at because it's pretty famous. People would figure it out anyway. So it's actually there's like 3 big mountains all together. They're called the Sisters, South, Middle, and North. And then the one I'm on is actually called Broken Top. This is Cayuse Crater right here, this red thing. Going up a way that nobody else goes. And then that over there is Mount Bachelor. That's actually a really famous ski resort in this area. I don't ski, so I don't know anything about it, but it's pretty well known. But yeah, if you're here to talk Vampire Frog, cool, but please don't test your chat thing right now. So I don't want a bunch of comment spam on my stream, if you know what I mean. But you're always welcome to hang out and chat and all that stuff. But it looks like one of your testing things, so I'll actually have to block the user if there's like a huge string of them, because it's very distracting. But I appreciate the understanding. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're actually here. Sometimes I can't tell because it's like those automated messages and can't tell if you're actually there or if it's some kind of a bot thing. Anyway, good to see you. Have a nice trip. I'm off. All right, see you around. And by block, I don't mean ban. I have the ability to just block a message sender just temporarily if it gets out of hand. But I knew that you wouldn't do that if you're actually here, but if your bot was like acting on its own and you weren't even here to stop it, then that would be what I would be concerned about. Okay. Anyway, some of the, I think I was about to start talking about this earlier. These don't show up in camera at all. They look totally ordinary and boring. But these kind of rocks are amazing. They're like shiny and pearlescent. And sometimes they'll have like every color of the rainbow. This one's more like a silver. I've collected some of those at legal areas, not like here, because you're not supposed to take any rocks here, but there's other areas where it's fair game, and I have a pile of those, a little cup full of those, and it could be fun to send some of those to Gives a Minute, see if he finds them fascinating like I do. Okay, I think I'm getting close to the top of this crater, and then we'll have another mountain right in front of us, I think. If my calculations are correct. And this one up here is the one I'm considering to climb, if I can find a safe route, which I don't really know. There could very well be a very valid reason why nobody comes this way. Like, maybe it's impossible. But we'll find out. Flow the mountain goat. There's another mountain. That's the same one from before. Check this out. Is that sick or what? Oh, that's sick. I don't care what anybody says. Whew. Looks like I'm on Mars. I suppose. Do we really know what Mars looks like? All the conspiracy theorists, I don't know. Whew. It is like a volcanic landscape though. Like all of this is volcanoes and lava just everywhere. I might have to do a Bible reading right here. This is pretty amazing. So this is the one I'm planning to climb right here. I think there's a way up there. I just don't know if I can get all the way to the very summit. I can get really far though, like almost all the way, if not all the way. What I was actually thinking to do earlier, if I wasn't doing live streaming and all this Bible reading, I would, this is insane by the way, I was thinking to climb this one and then cross over and climb that one, which I've never done that before in one day. I've climbed all of these except for that one back there. That one's actually quite technical and dangerous. And I'm not a rock climber, which you have to be kind of a rock climber, or at least know how to use the gear a little bit, or just be a little bit reckless, which I'm not really any of those things. So yeah, anyway, I've climbed all these otherwise. And so I was I was actually thinking to do both of those today, but it's not going to happen because I'll run out of time. But especially since I want to do these Bible readings, that's what it's all about, pretty much. Yeah, I'm going to do one here. This is pretty ridiculous. I mean, seriously, look at that. Okay, I guess I'll unpack and do one. I wonder if I could do it. Could I do it without unpacking? I've never done it before, but I probably could. That would be nicer. It takes so long to get all my stuff out. Let's see. I probably can, but it's not ideal. I have to use my stupid selfie stick. Thanks for the cornucopia. What is that thing? Slurpee? I don't know. Thanks for the donations. Alright. Let's try. It's not very windy, so I could probably get away with just putting this down on the ground like this. I wonder if I... I guess we're stuck. I don't really have a choice. Okay. Alright, chat off. Bible on. We'll try it. I'll just stand up. I could probably find a small rock to sit on over there, but I'll do it this way. Whatever you... Alright. Thanks for the clips, by the way. Probably run out of space or something, honestly, if I keep this going too long. That's part of the reason I don't always show the whole hike, because I'm recording this locally. That it's like gigabytes of space in my stupid phone. It doesn't have an SD card slot. It's really annoying. So I can't expand my memory, so I'm kind of stuck with whatever the thing has, which isn't much. With all the photos I have on there and the apps and just all sorts of junk. Speaking of all sorts of junk, look at all this junk that I have to carry. Alright. Let's do it. This looks like I mean, these chapters might be really long, but as far as number of chapters, it's not very long. This might not be too long. Alright. So we're going to read 2 Samuel chapter 7, 1 Chronicles chapter 17, Psalm 132, and Acts 18:1. Really? That doesn't seem right. Oh, it should be 18:1 to 18. That's weird. I must have pasted that in wrong or something. Or it's just a glitch. I'll fix that later. That'll be kind of annoying, but I should be able to do it. I should probably get a drink though, because I didn't drink a single sip that whole time. By the way, as amazing as this is, this still isn't the best part. If I can get up to the top of that thing, the view is unbelievable. It is getting there, though. It's pretty good. I would say this is 8 out of 10, and we'll get to a 11 or 12 out of 10 pretty soon if I can get up there. All right. Second Samuel chapter 7. After the king had settled into his palace, and the Lord had given him rest from all his enemies around him, he said to Nathan the prophet, "Here I am, living in a house of cedar, while the ark of God remains in a tent." And Nathan replied to the king, okay, I think this wind is going to be a problem. That's what's cut out the audio in the past. So I'm going to try to put my back to it a little bit. And Nathan replied to the king, "Go and do all that is in your heart, for the Lord is with you." But that night the word of the Lord came to Nathan, saying, "Go and tell my servant David that this is what the Lord says. Are you the one to build a house? Are you the one to build for me a house to dwell in? For I have not dwelt in a house from the day I brought the Israelites up out of Egypt until this day, but I have moved about with a tent as my dwelling. In all my journeys with all the Israelites, have I ever asked any of the leaders I appointed to shepherd my people Israel, why haven't you built me a house of cedar? Now then, you are to tell my servant David that this is what the Lord of hosts says. I took you from the pasture, from following the flock, to be the ruler over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have cut off all your enemies from before you. Now I will make for you a name like the greatest in the land. And I will provide a place for my people Israel, and will plant them so that they may dwell in a place of their own and be disturbed no more. No longer will the sons of wickedness oppress them as they did at the beginning, and have done since the day I appointed judges over my people Israel. I will give you rest from all your enemies. The Lord declares to you that he himself will establish a house for you. And when your days are fulfilled, and you rest with your fathers, I will raise up your descendant after you, who will come from your own body, and I will establish his kingdom. He will build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he will be my son. When he does wrong, I will discipline him with the rod of men, and with the blows of the sons of men. But my loving devotion will never be removed from him, as I removed it from Saul, when I moved out of your way. As I removed it from Saul, whom I moved out of your way. Your house and kingdom will endure forever before me, and your throne will be established forever." So Nathan relayed to David all the words of this entire vision. Then King David went in, sat before the Lord, and said, "Who am I, O Lord God, and what is my house, that you have brought me this far? And as if this was a small thing in your eyes, O Lord God, you have also spoken about the future of the house of your servant. Is this your custom with man, O Lord God? What more can David say to you? For you know your servant, O Lord God. For the sake of your word and according to your own heart, you have accomplished this great thing and revealed it to your servant. How great you are, O Lord God! For there is none like you, and there is no God but you, according to everything we have heard with our own ears. And who is like your people Israel, the one nation on earth whom God went out to redeem as a people for himself and to make a name for himself? You performed great and awesome wonders by driving out nations and their gods from before your people, whom you redeemed for yourself from Egypt. For you have established your people Israel as your very own forever, and you, O Lord, have become their God. And now, O Lord God, confirm forever the word you have spoken concerning your servant and his house. Do as you have promised, so that your name will be magnified forever when it is said, The Lord of hosts is God over Israel, and the house of your servant David will be established before you. For you, O Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have revealed this to your servant when you said, I will build a house for you. Therefore your servant has found the courage to offer this prayer to you. And now, O Lord God, you are God. Your words are true, and you have promised this goodness to your servant. Now therefore may it please you to bless the house of your servant, that it may continue forever before you. For you, O Lord God, have spoken, and with your blessing the house of your servant will be blessed forever. First Chronicles chapter 17. I think I'll wait for a minute. I hear a plane coming. Where is that? Is it that one? That's way over there. Yeah, I think it is. Wow, those things are so loud. It's that far away and it's that loud. Wait a minute. No, that can't. Oh, it's right there. Okay. I was going to say, there's no way. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Sweet. The wind has stopped for a minute. That's good, but it'll come back, I think. First Chronicles chapter 17. After David had settled into his palace, he said to Nathan the prophet, Here I am, living in a house of cedar, while the ark of the covenant of the Lord is under a tent. And Nathan replied to David, Do all that is in your heart, for God is with you. But that night the word of God came to Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David that this is what the Lord says. You are not the one to build me a house in which to dwell. For I have not dwelt in a house from the day I brought Israel up out of Egypt until this day, but I have moved from tent to tent and dwelling to dwelling. In all my journeys with all the Israelites, have I ever asked any of the leaders I appointed to shepherd my people, Why haven't you built me a house of cedar? Now then, you are to tell my servant David that this is what the Lord of hosts says. I took you from the pasture, from following the flock, to be the ruler over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have cut off all your enemies from before you. Now I will make for you a name like the greatest in the land. And I will provide a place for my people Israel, and will plant them so that they may dwell in a place of their own, and be disturbed no more. No longer will the sons of wickedness oppress them as they did at the beginning, and have done since the day I appointed judges over my people Israel. I will subdue all your enemies. Moreover, I declare to you that the Lord will build a house for you. And when your days are fulfilled and you go to be with your fathers, I will raise up your descendant after you, one of your own sons, and I will establish his kingdom. He will build a house for me, and I will establish his throne forever. I will be his father, and he will be my son. And I will never remove my loving devotion from him as I removed it from your predecessor. But I will set him over my house and my kingdom forever, and his throne will be established forever. So Nathan relayed to David all the words of this entire vision. Then King David went in, sat before the Lord, and said, Who am I, O Lord God, and what is my house, that you have brought me this far? And as if this was a small thing in your eyes, O God, you have spoken about the future of the house of your servant, and have regarded me as a man of great distinction, O Lord God. What more can David say to you for so honoring your servant? For you know your servant, O Lord. For the sake of your servant and according to your own heart you have accomplished this great thing and revealed all your greatness. O Lord, there is none like you, and there is no God but you, according to everything we have heard with our own ears. And who is like your people Israel, the one nation on earth, whom God went out to redeem as a people for himself? You made a name for yourself through great and awesome wonders by driving out nations from before your people, whom you redeemed from Egypt. For you have made your people Israel your very own forever. For you have made your people Israel your very own forever, and you, O Lord, have become their God. And now, O Lord, let the word you have spoken concerning your servant and his house be established forever. Do as you have promised, so that your name will be established and magnified forever when it is said, The Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, is God over Israel. And may the house of your servant David be established before you. For you, my God, have revealed to your servant that you will build a house for him. Therefore your servant has found the courage to pray before you. And now, O Lord, you are God, and you have promised this goodness to your servant. So now you have been pleased to bless the house of your servant, that it may continue forever before you. For you, O Lord, have blessed it, and it will be blessed forever. Psalm chapter 132. A Song of Ascents. O Lord, remember on behalf of David all the hardships he endured, how he swore an oath to the Lord and vowed to the Mighty One of Jacob. I will not enter my house or get into my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes or slumber to my eyelids, until I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling for the Mighty One of Jacob. We heard that the ark was in Ephrathah. We found it in the fields of Jar. Let us go to his dwelling place. Let us worship at his footstool. Arise, O Lord, to your resting place, you and the ark of your strength. May your priests be clothed with righteousness, and your saints shout for joy. For the sake of your servant David, do not reject your anointed one. The Lord swore an oath to David, a promise he will not revoke. One of your descendants I will place on your throne. If your sons keep my covenant and the testimony I will teach them, then their sons will also sit on your throne forever and ever. For the Lord has chosen Zion. He has desired it for his home. This is my resting place forever and ever. Here I will dwell, for I have desired this home. I will bless her with abundant provisions. I will satisfy her poor with bread. I will clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints will sing out in joy. There I will make a horn grow for David. I have prepared a lamp for my anointed one. I will clothe his enemies with shame, but the crown upon him will gleam. Acts chapter 18. After this, Paul left Athens and went to Corinth. There he found a Jew named Aquila, a native of Pontus, who had recently come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because Claudius had ordered all the Jews to leave Rome. Paul went to visit them, and he stayed and worked with them because they were tent makers by trade, just as he was. Every Sabbath he reasoned in the synagogue, trying to persuade Jews and Greeks alike. And when Silas and Timothy came down from Macedonia, Paul devoted himself fully to the word, testifying to the Jews that Jesus is the Christ. But when they opposed and insulted him, he shook out his garments and told them, Your blood be on your own heads. I am innocent of it. From now on I will go to the Gentiles. So Paul left the synagogue and went next door to the house of Titus Justus, a worshipper of God. Crispus, the synagogue leader, and his whole household believed in the Lord. And many of the Corinthians who heard the message believed and were baptized. One night the Lord spoke to Paul in a vision. Do not be afraid. Keep on speaking. Do not be silent. For I am with you, and no one will lay a hand on you, because I have many people in this city. So Paul stayed for a year and a half, teaching the word of God among the Corinthians. While Gallio was proconsul of Achaia, the Jews coordinated an attack on Paul and brought him before the judgment seat. This man is persuading the people to worship God in ways contrary to the law, they said. But just as Paul was about to speak, Gallio told the Jews, If this matter involved a wrongdoing or vicious crimes, O Jews, it would be reasonable for me to hear your complaint. But since it is a dispute about words and names and your own law, Settle it yourselves. I refuse to be a judge of such things." And he drove them away from the judgment seat. At this, the crowd seized Sosthenes, the synagogue leader, and beat him in front of the judgment seat. But none of this was of concern to Gallio. Paul remained in Corinth for quite some time before saying goodbye to the brothers. He had his head shaved in Cenchrea to keep a vow he had made, and then he sailed for Syria, accompanied by Priscilla and Aquila. All right, you don't have to interrupt me because I'm done reading. But even if you said something, I wouldn't read it until I was done with the chapter. And I'm done. How you doing, Boomer? Hope you're doing good. All right, let me mark this reading as complete. I'm going to keep... Oh, wait a minute. My impeccable time... No, I'm not actually done. I'm going to try to keep hiking up this as long as there's a signal. So I'm just stopping for readings as I see cool places to stop. So let me see. Did I read that whole thing? Okay, I did. Just the slide title was wrong, but the actual verses were correct, I think. Cool, I'm on week 24 already. Okay. Alright. We'll see how far I can go with still keeping a signal up here. No guarantees. It might just cut out all of a sudden. Oh, crap. Oh, no. That was bad. Tired, but overall doing well. Our church started a men's Bible study maybe at 6 a.m. The drive to church is 30 minutes, so I have to get up at 5 a.m. Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty much always up at 5 a.m. all night. That's my schedule, but it's not weird for me. It's weird for everybody else. But yeah, I'm not a morning person. Like if I don't stay up all night, I'm not gonna be up that early. That's for sure. But I was up a lot earlier than that. I was up all night last night before this hike, which is pretty much what I do before every hike because I can't really get any sleep by the time I'm ready to... Dale was here. Darn, I missed it. Yeah, I don't know if he's still here. He was enjoying... I just did it again. I'm an idiot. Forgot I was tethered to that thing, so I just pulled it over with me. It's just like a complete imbecile. Oh, nice. He is still there. Sweet. Okay, let me get this back on. Off. All right. All right. Let's do this. I'm really lucky that didn't destroy my phone. I do have like a lens protector on my phone. It helps significantly, but still, that was a pretty nasty fall. Anyway, here's what I'm dealing with over here. Wait, is this who I think it is? I don't even know if I still have a DLive account. I should try. Cough, Rowdy Souls cough. It sure is. Oh, while I'm up here, I better go out here to this, I think this is the official summit of this, what do you call it? Crater. So I want to go over here just to mark the spot so I can say that I was here. Party time, excellent. Probably should have done the Bible reading over here. Oh well. It's not saved in my password manager. It would be interesting to try and get into D-Live now. So here's this giant volcanic crater that I'm on the very top of. I just climbed up this. Dale is witness. He can vouch for me. And we got a couple kind of cool mountains over there, you know. I think they're pretty cool. This is one of the most scenic spots in Oregon, I think. Or at least this general area. This whole area is just completely amazing. Let's see. This is the view. I might have to do a panorama here. Actually, this is too good. Pass up. All right. All right, that's a full panorama. That storm last year must have been a monster. I don't remember if I think, oh yeah, I did hear about that. I do remember that. Usually I don't. Okay, let me do a panorama for you guys as well, just since I was sort of holding the gimbal in a stupid position. Let's do a slow pan of what we see here. Mountains all around. I'm actually going to try to climb this one today. I don't know if I'll be able to because nobody climbs this way. It's not an official climbing route, and I've never been this way, so I don't know if it's possible. Storm was devastating. They're still doing cleanup further east from us. Whole neighborhood's gone. Wow, that's insane. It's crazy. How did you guys fare? Like, did it hit you guys directly, or did you dodge a bullet? Please tell the wife and her bro I said howdy do. Yeah, same for me. I miss you guys. Really good to see you guys again. I'm glad that we all kind of stay connected. When you got to the top, claim it in the name of Go with the Go with the Flowtopia. That's what I'm talking about. It's definitely what I'm gonna do because nobody else has been there yet. Thing is though, it looks like nobody else is up here because nobody goes this way, so there is nobody here, and I don't think anybody ever goes this way. That's why you don't see any footprints, no tracks, no nothing. It's just not an official climbing route, and I don't even know if I can make it because of that. It might be kind of treacherous, but I am going to try my best. I'm pretty sure the signal will break out or cut out at some point because I'm going to have to eventually go behind some pretty giant rocks over this way. I remember just briefly talking to Marilee through Marcus recently, and just asked, and it was a while ago, but saying, are you still crafting? I think she was saying like that she was mostly just doing mom stuff, kind of busy, and it's like, oh man, you got to do both. And actually kind of having a confusion, because I think Sun Bear Glasscraft was saying the same thing, so it might have been, I think it was both of them said the same kind of thing. But anyway, I haven't been doing crafting either. I've become a better singer since then, decent enough to hold down a solo music stream, so who knows what the future holds. That would be sick, man. She does a little crafting. She pressed some shirts last night. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I haven't made time for it because my passion right now is this Bible reading project. And if I have... Oh, here's some of those amazing rocks. It probably doesn't show up, but we got some like massive pearlescent colors, a lot of blues and purples and stuff. But you got to get it right in the light. Just right. I can see it with my eyes easily, but it never shows on camera for some reason. But yeah, those are some pretty cool rocks. I have a small collection of them at home, not from here, but other places that I've found them. Sing like a scalded cat. Horrible, terrible. I can sing. How crazy would it be if I just fired everything up on SAT and restreamed Variety Souls, YouTube, Twitch? If I can get it to work, that would be awesome, man. Saturday. Dude, if you're going to do something like that, send me an actual text on my phone to let me know when you're going to do it, because I definitely want to be there and not miss it, because I don't spend a lot of time perusing the streaming platforms these days. It's more of a like pure luck if I happen to catch somebody, but I'd love to see that. But yeah, let us know. I'd love to see it. I would have to reclaim some of those accounts, get them into my new password manager. Yeah, hopefully you can figure out what they are. I wonder if you don't have them. Well, Dale probably knows all about that. It seems like he's constantly losing his account or starting new ones. Okay, here's a really blue one. Once again, I don't think it will show that well, but I love these things. It's way bluer than that. It doesn't really show as well as it ought to. But yeah, I like these. I couldn't even figure out what they are. I tried to do searches online. I couldn't really find a definitive match. Best I can tell, I saw one image that called them lava glazes, which is maybe what they are, but I don't know. It's really generic, and I couldn't find much information. Of course, I think that was before AI, so maybe if I asked AI now, it would actually give me the answer or something, or just upload a photo of one of those and say, what is this? See if it could figure it out. Okay, I have to be careful here because I'll probably lose the signal. That's pretty cool. That would make an awesome backdrop for a Bible reading with all those gnarly trees. Oh man, this whole area is ridiculous. But I think I have some bigger fish to fry. I'll be at a classic rock festival this weekend. Sticks, Cheap Trick, 38 Special Collective Soul. Nice. Sounds like fun. I'm not really a concert guy, but I like hearing people doing things that they enjoy. I really wanted to. I don't go to concerts at all. They're just not my kind of vibe. Too much energy for me. But I really wanted to go to the Weird Al concert this year, because maybe the last one. I mean, you never know. And he's getting old. But then he used to do like pretty affordable concerts, and then I looked it up, and it's like, oh, it's really expensive this year. It's like, well, that's not going to happen. I was really disappointed because my best friends and I are really always been into Weird Al and stuff, and they've gone to the concert several times, but I've never been able to, or just didn't go. And so I thought, oh, maybe this is the year I could finally do it. And then I found out it's like, oh, they're stupid expensive. Sucks. Oh well, it's not the most important thing ever, but if I went to one concert ever, that would be it. That's the only one that I would ever care about. This is amazing. I mean, seriously, this stuff is crazy looking. Concert tickets have gone crazy expensive. Yeah. The thing about Weird Al is he used to do humble venues. I think they made him affordable, or humble or whatever. But he used to go to like small, like, I don't know, like he went to the Oregon Zoo. He went to like McMiniman's thing in Portland area. Stuff like that, like smaller venues, and I don't think they were that expensive, and that's how it used to be. And now it's like, I don't know why it's so much more expensive now. Soft Ego drove mini this live. I'll have you know. True, yes, I know. This weekend will set me back several thousand. Whoa, tickets, room. Oh yeah, because you're actually traveling to get there. Yeah, that makes sense. I think the only time I would even consider a concert is if it was like in my city and cheap and something that was actually really up my alley. Because I'm not, as you all probably know, I'm not really a music person. I like me some Weird Al, but I don't, it's funny, I got all connected with the music group on DLive and stuff, like the music crowd or whatever you want to call it. But in reality, I'm the least music related person on earth. By the way, signal is kind of dying here. I don't know if it's because of the trees or because of the spot. I'm trying to stay on the top of this ridge because I thought that would be better, but I can't tell. I didn't want to get blocked by the back side of this ridge spine thing. I'll try to kind of follow it, but I don't know. If it suddenly dies, I'll do more later, because I want to do more Bible readings and get up to the top and stuff. I'm a huge Styx fan. This will be my 4th time at their live shows over the years. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I've always been more of a, I like mostly instrumental stuff. I would love to go to, like symphonies, and like the ultimate would be to go to like the Zelda symphony. I wanted to try to do that, never happened, but signal is still 5x5. Yeah, I can see that the bit rate is kind of like going up and down though, so it may be pretty, it looks like it's kind of on edge to where it could, and usually it just like happens all at once. It's like dead. That's kind of awesome over there. But yeah, video game music, symphony type stuff. I think I would enjoy certain types of operas and musicals and theater type stuff, but I've never been very cultured, and I grew up in a pretty low class family. We just didn't go out and do culture stuff because it's so, kind of expensive. If I had grown up that way, I think I would have really enjoyed that kind of stuff. And of course, Weird Al. This is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm almost sure that the signal will instantly die if I go on the other side of this cell tower. Oh, it just died. Just died temporarily. Came back though. Okay. This is not the optimal place to hike at all, but I don't want to go on the other side of this because I think it will cut out immediately. These trees are cool though. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I just learned recently, I think they're called Krummholz or something like that. Krummholz or something, German word. It's just a type of growth. It's not really a species. It's a type of kind of a stunted growth that happens in high alpine areas where they have to survive in very rugged terrain. I was able to get into Rowdy Soul's email. Nice. Sweet. Hopefully you can reset passwords and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely let me know. Or if you, I don't know if you want to wait till like Dale is available or whatever, that's fine, you know, whatever you decide. But, you know, a little advanced warning and I'll definitely show up for sure if I'm not already doing something. Pine needles are such a weird leaf type. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a way to reset the password on DLive's site though. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I'm sure there's gotta be. I don't know because I've never had to do it, but that would be crazy if there wasn't. Dale should know. Ask Dale. He's like the expert of losing his accounts and passwords, and although maybe that means he's not the right person to ask. I don't know. Maybe just start a new account. Yeah, but that sucks. It would be so classic if he just like showed up on his old account, especially if you did Rowdy Souls. So I don't think as many people like followed you over to Marcos X Graves or whatever, but if you did the Rowdy Souls all of a sudden, it'd be kind of fun just to see what kind of response it would get. To be perfectly honest, it's been so long and there's so few people, original OGs, on the platform. He might be a little disappointed, but I would hope they would show up, but you never know. That's what I've done. Wait, I'm just dumb. I found it. Yes, it does suck, but okay. We've got some pretty nice sand up here, actually. This is going to take a long time to get up this, and I don't know if I'll be able to live stream the whole thing, not just because of signal, but because battery and storage space and all this kind of thing. So I don't know how long I'll keep this going. Mountain. Oh, I'm in and I still have lemons. Nice, sweet. Yeah, I have some lemons. Also, people have been generous. Dale subbed a couple times a while back, and that was pretty significant. Dale and was it MD Wit? I think it was MD Wit. Woo. Rowdy Soul, sweet. There he is. Super classic. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many memories attached to those stickers that I don't know if you, I think you have some of those same stickers that you had for years. I never really changed mine either. Dude, I didn't mean, that wasn't a hint or anything, but thanks for the subscription. That's completely nuts. I appreciate it very much, but totally unnecessary. Now you can be way too nice, or I don't remember what I called it, something like that. Far too kind or something like that. Way too kind. Thanks, Dale. Whew. Now we're starting to get into the bouldering, the scrambling stuff. Still easy, but not technical at all. Some people like freak out when they see these kind of big rocks and don't want to do any kind of climbing, but for me it's like one of my favorite things. Whew. Yeah, there's so many people. Man, there's so many people. Probably easily hundreds for each of us. Meaningful connections that we made. Not just like, hey, that username I've seen before. It's like people that were our friends, we spent a lot of time with. Yeah, it's sad. Sad that it all kind of went downhill. Now I can never get new stickers as I'm afraid to lose this archaeological value. Yeah, I actually, quite a long time ago, I started just right-click save file as kind of on a lot of the animated GIFs just because I wanted to have kind of a memory of, because that was a pretty big part of what DLive was, is the sticker phenomenon. So yeah, I think I had a few thousand saved. And then of course once Vampire Frog made his tool and made that kind of public, then the whole thing changed. Oh wow, there's the crater back there. Made it even easier, but which is really cool. I'm glad he made that. Whew. I still talk to Stag. Really? That's super cool. I was actually just talking about him. Who was I talking with him about? Oh, you guys remember Kuya? The artist? I'm sure you have to remember Kuya. He dropped by my stream recently, and we were talking about random stuff, and stagnation came up in conversation, and yeah, a couple other people. Yeah, it was fun. Good times. Wouldn't it be? I always wish there could be like a random comeback where everybody's just like, yeah, DLive just went downhill, but let's just all go back just for old time's sake. And like everybody that was there in the good old days just like shows up just for some big event or something. That'd be awesome. Yeah. He's a super nice guy. Like he's super generous. Like incredibly humble, and he always put the spotlight on others. He would just like go around promoting other streamers and just like spending time with people that were new to the platform, like a true gentleman, and just yeah, one of a kind really. There's a few people that did that. I did that myself for a while, not nearly to his level, but he was just like, he was like the welcome party. Really cool, especially in the art community. Whenever he saw a new artist, didn't matter what their skill level was, he would be like welcoming them into the fold. Oh. I always forget her name, Stagnation's wife. I brought her up with Kuya just because I think she's the only streamer that I sort of said hi to a couple times on Twitch after DLive. Otherwise, I kind of just let most of the connections die for the most part. And that's how we got on the topic of Stag. And he mentioned that that he was like part of an actual game studio now. That's sick. That's so cool. I already qualify for affiliate. The apply button is active. That's funny. Does it? What? Does it like you don't have affiliate? I thought affiliate never went away. And you guys were verified partners. Doesn't make any sense. In some cases, verified partner never went away either. Even some. Oh, Aramnita, that's her name. I couldn't remember. In some cases, the verified partners and global partners never went away either, even though those people never stream anymore. We asked to have our verified partner and affiliate removed. Okay. That's kind of ringing a bell. I don't remember what precipitated that, but that story sounds familiar. Is that just because you stopped streaming and thought it was silly that you still had it or something, or was there like more? You don't need to tell me all the details. Anyway. The views. Oh, this is amazing. I should mark this boulder. I sometimes mark boulders if I bother to climb them. This one would make a nice lounge chair. It's got a nice curve to it. That would be sick, actually. That looks really comfortable. It's like a Santa's sleigh or something. We were going to keep streaming but not monetize. That was the goal, at least. Yeah, this is amazing. This is ridiculous. Look at that crater down there, too. So unique, because it's just like one big solid... It looks like mud or dirt, but it's actually like lava rock for the most part. That brown stuff or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if I can get all the way up. That'd be awesome. Okay, so I see some reflective things up there. That's weird. I wonder if those are people? What is that? That's really weird. I wonder if you guys can tell me what it is. I own this mountain, and if you have a problem with that, you can just fight me. Maybe you guys can tell me what that stuff is. I'm seeing like reflective things up there. White things or something. But I can't see it on my screen. I don't know if you guys can see that, but something weird. Interesting. Anyway, that's the summit up there. And I don't know if I can get to it from this angle because the official climbing route is actually up that ridge there. And I've done that twice this year. But no, actually this is the third time I've been in this area, but I only climbed up to the top once. Space aliens. Don't get abducted. Could be. Probably what it is. Not just aliens, space aliens. This might be the most active D-Light shot right now. That's a sad discourse. It's probably not actually true. There's still a few of those like news, I don't know, right-wing news kind of things that I assume probably still get some good activity on them. There's probably some I wonder if there's still some international ones. Like for a while, France and Germany and a little bit of Brazil were doing pretty well on D-Live. Kind of felt like all the Americans and Brits and such kind of left for the most part. And I know there's still some, but it's just like very few compared to before. They put chemicals in the corn to make the chickens. Oh my. Oh. Yeah, I can't watch that stuff. The conspiracy theory, news, alt-right type stuff. I mean, in some small ways, like I have some agreement with some of their ideas and stances, but it's just yeah, I can't watch it. Can't watch this. Do. Can't watch this. My TV makes me say so bored, makes me say. I can't say that because it's taking God's name in vain. What is this garbage here? Gonna shut my eyes and plug my ears. Just noticed I have a Lino founding badge still too. Nice. Yeah, I still got mine too. remember calling it Monopolina, fake money that annoyed the true believers. Was the future. I actually did. I believed in it for a certain time. When why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? Oh no, I'm starting to forget stuff like it's like shouldn't ever forget. What's his face? The founder guy. Charles Wayne. When he was in on it and he started the whole thing and was passionate about it because it was he was the founder and all that stuff. I actually was pretty convinced, and I felt like there was something good was going to come out of it, but then yeah, it just went south and I didn't see it coming, unfortunately. But yeah, and then of course, like, there's people that got lucky with the Lino to what is it, what's the new thing, I can't remember, the new currency. Anyway, when it switched over, like, Gives a Minute like made a ton of money off of that. That was awesome. I was so happy to hear that, because they treated him like crap. They did some serious stupid stuff to Gives a Minute that still is unacceptable to this day. They actually, DLive, somebody in the DLive staff owes Gives a Minute an actual formal apology, like a public apology in front of others on stream, because of how poorly they treated him. But anyway, I don't remember why I was saying that, but I was so happy to hear that he made a bunch of money off of the exchange just randomly, because he sold at just the right time. It was super cool. Be like, who are you and how do you have so many followers? 100% agree about Gives a Minute. Yeah, it's like, it's possible that whoever did that is no longer there. Like, I have no idea who it was, and I'm not interested in like gossip and like making somebody pay for their crimes. I mean, I'm all about forgiveness and mercy and forgetting past wrongs, moving on. But they definitely did the wrong thing. That's for sure. Okay. I'm trying to figure out which way to go because I'm facing a big obstacle up here. But it's not hard. I just want to make sure I go the way that... I had over 1,700 followers at one point, never streamed. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I remember that. You and... Oh, there's several people on my follow list. I actually restored all of my old recommended channels list from the old days, like including all the people that no longer exist on the platform or anything like it, just for nostalgia's sake. And let's see, you, JD Max, Hara Nobara, and Leo were my 4 non-streamer but people that I had to mention because you guys were just too cool. Good old days. The good old days. And I could have added some others to the list too. Like Mad, what's her name? Mad Scientist something or other. She was from Turkey and always really nice. She was one of Gen C's mods for a while, I think. At least friends. Would show up for a second on every stream. Yeah. He's still around. He's literally still around. I don't know why he sticks around, to be honest, because they're so... I don't know. He's just a good dude, too. Even though he's like doesn't talk much unless you're in the right channel. Like if you're in the right channel, he'll talk your head off. He doesn't really talk much in my channel. But of course I had to mod him because he's moderator everywhere. But he's just like drops his lemon and moves on. Yeah. For a long time I always wondered if he was like Charles Wayne in disguise or something like that. I know he's not, but I always thought like, there's got to be some story to Leo. Like, who is this guy? Mysterious. Maybe it's habit. Yeah, maybe he's just like pining for the old days like we all are sometimes. Just like, man, can we just get a time machine? Can we just get a time machine and go back to the good old days? The thing that sucks about the good old days is they were also the worst possible days. But that's how God's grace often works. Because those were also the COVID days. Remember? That sucked. But that's why we all got to meet each other, and that's what the redeeming factor of it was. Wouldn't have happened otherwise. Not a chance. Yeah, Leo is typically more active and chatty on the Asian streams. like on what's his name? I can't remember anybody right now, but yeah, I guess because he's Asian himself or whatever, has some camaraderie that way, which makes sense. Like on Verpix, he would often show up and be more chatty. And then what's his name? I can't think of it. The global partner, guy with long hair and a baseball cap. He's a nurse. It's starts with a K. I can't remember now. Anyway, he was always on his stream, and then what's his name? Can't think. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Views all around. This is awesome. Just like any of these like spots, I could stop and do another Bible reading, but I want to get up to somewhere where it's like really unique. Like, even though these are amazing looking spots, I've already done a stream in front of those mountains like that, so I want to get, if it's going to be in front of the mountains, I want it to be like really different. But that's a nice shot right there. That's really cool. Remember Dabu? So I do, but I wasn't really part of that crowd. I remember the name and I remember people talking about him, but I wasn't like in on that. But I do remember. Yeah, I was more in on mostly on the non-gaming streamers, and a lot of them were the musicians, like obviously Rowdy Souls, Gen C, Soft Ego, JXO. And by the way, everybody, JXO is still streaming on Twitch. Go look him up, say hi. He always needs some encouragement, you know. I don't do it as often as I should. I did. It seems like I did recently or a while ago. I don't remember. He was super kind when he'd stop by, rated us a few times. Yeah, I kind of remember that aspect, the rating thing. But I didn't, I think he was always like generous and donated and almost felt like he was a staff member or something. But yeah, I was never really part of his crew. I never got acquainted. And then Jacob Muir Music, you know, just all those guys, all those music dudes. That was kind of my group, I guess. And then I liked the retro gaming crowd, like Kamehame Dukin is still around, still doing it. And then the original group in that regard was Magic Carl and Super Skip. I really loved those guys. I was hoping they would become my real friends, but it was kind of, unfortunately, pretty one-sided, like most streamer relationships are. I thought, you know, are these guys my real friends? No, it's just a streamer thing. I was hoping, you know, like stay in contact and maybe even hang out sometime, but yeah, it was just kind of a temporary thing like all the streaming stuff is, you know. Feels like you have a good friend, and then it's like, no, it was just like a streamer thing. Now I'm over here. The Rowdy Souls D-Live Christmas song blew my African mind. Yeah, that was awesome. I didn't realize it was a parody, because I'm so clueless about music. Marcus was recently telling me that. I was like, really? I didn't know that. Came over to Twitch to see if JXO had a replay from a past stream. Epic. White Christmas, I think that's still on our YouTube channel at the very least. Oh, I was thinking more of the D-Live family one, I guess. For some reason, I don't know why I connected that with Christmas, but yeah, hanging with the D-Live family, yeah. Yeah, I think JXO, as far as I know, he's still streaming fairly regularly. I'm on his Discord. I don't really do anything there, but I've read a couple of his recent messages. And I drop by every once in a while. I used to feel like we were really tight or good friends, but I don't know. People just move on, you know. In the streaming world, it's like, it's very few that really stick for the long haul. I would say there's probably less than 10 people that are on my really in crowd anymore. I could probably list them right now, but then it would feel kind of exclusive by leaving others out. But there's very few. You guys are both on it. And it's not an exclusive club of any means. It's just people that I still stay in contact with. I feel like actual friends. Leo's on that list, even though he probably doesn't feel like he's like a super close friend, but just he's been around so long. He's always stopping by. I really appreciate him. Yeah, there's some others. Not to try to name all the names, but not very many left. Gives a Minute, of course, is on that list. There's not very many. Most everybody else kind of moved on. I'm going really slow, by the way. It's partly because I'm enjoying the view, but also because I'm trying to talk and not really. I would normally be going a lot faster than this. I'm also trying to plan my route so that I don't suddenly cut the signal. Connections are what it's all about. Yeah, there's people that I wanted to have more of a connection with, but then I started learning about this, what's it called? Parasocial thing. Just like people like treat you like a friend when you're doing something for them, or like you're their fan or whatever. But then as soon as you're not supporting them, or, you know, not giving them anything that keep, you know, whatever, it kind of just fades out. And that's just kind of those one-sided friendships. Sadly, I have to go bringing dinner to family in our small group who just had a baby. Very cool, man. That's the way to do it. Helping people in your church community. That's awesome. Thanks for hanging out for a while. Appreciate you very much. I only do this so you will support me. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I don't really expect anybody to hang out this whole time. It's a long haul to get where I'm going, and I have a long ways to go still. So, no worries. Time is valuable, and when somebody spends more than just a hello, that's like a huge flattering thing for me. Even a hello is a big deal to me. So I appreciate it very much. Whew. Let's see, I guess I'll mark this. It's a nice little boulder. There's that, man, this is awesome. There's that crater that I was started on quite a while ago. I haven't really gone that far though. This is very slow pace for me. I don't usually linger this much. All right. Okay. JD Maxx is on that list. He doesn't show. He actually does come by every once in a while still, once a year or something. I always think, yeah, he's a friend. I enjoy his little goofy little jokes and emojis, and just, yeah, we've been friends for so long that it doesn't matter if he isn't there for years and he just shows up. It's like, oh yeah, JD Maxx. Same old thing. Oh, high res, of course. I guess I shouldn't even try to list all those people because, and Kamehamedukin. But yeah, high res for sure. He's on that list. Anyway. And there's a bunch of other people that I would put on the list, or just kind of on the, a similar level of camaraderie or friendship. So trying to list them is kind of pointless because you'll always forget somebody, or somebody will feel left out if they're like, oh, I didn't make the list. I don't think anyone would feel that way with me, but Pontus. Where is this? This is in Central Oregon. This is Broken Top Mountain up here. And over to my left are the Three Sisters. Oh, it's one of my favorite places to hike. I don't normally get to come out here very often because it's quite a trip for me and I can't afford the gas, but I've just kind of been splurging this year. I just kind of feel like I need I don't know, I need to do this. It's a little bit selfish, I guess. I don't know. I shouldn't be spending so much money on gas, but I just couldn't resist. I had to come and see the glorious terrain. Yeah, it's like almost second to none. I don't know of any like better place. But I haven't done a lot of traveling. I know there's like magnificent things to see all over the place. But this is kind of ridiculous. Okay, we might be getting to our first slight impasse. This looks difficult, but I'm going to try to go to the right. It looks like I can probably get around this on the right-hand side. But the left-hand side could be a little bit dicey. All right, let's just do another 360 panorama. This is just too good. This is nuts. Let's get it all. I'll probably never stitch these together, but it's the thought that counts. I can't go on this. I've never been here, so this is, I've never been on this particular ridge, and nobody goes here pretty much. It's very rare. You'll probably see a bunch of people right as I say that. That'd be kind of funny. But it's not a common climbing route, so there's not very many people that go this way. Although now I'm seeing a path. I didn't see any kind of indication of a path. Now I'm seeing a worn footpath, ironically. But actually, you know what? I bet people don't really come up the ridge that I came up, but they could easily come up straight up right here somewhere. So I bet there's a path that comes from down this way somewhere, and maybe that's where this trail or this kind of worn path came from. Because there was nothing like that until just now, right as I was talking about nobody coming up here. It's funny. Whoa. Okay, let's try to get... Oh, we can get over this. No problem. This is beginner level alpha 1. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up stupid terminologies. This is ridiculous, though. I love this place. Look at that. That's ridiculous. All I have to say is, look at that. Because what else are you going to say? It's awesome. That is amazing. Alright, let's just keep going. I need to drink something soon. No, let's just do it right now, I guess. Ooh. I haven't really drinking much today. Just pretty standard for me. I do that a lot when I'm hiking. I don't drink very much. Again, I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way to the top. If I make it to the top and this is easy, or not that bad anyway, I don't know why this isn't the standard climbing route, because this has been like easy peasy so far. Like no not technical at all, not even really difficult. Like I'm barely breaking a sweat. This is like no challenge. Even this, like I have to climb it a little bit, scramble. Gotta stay hydrated. How hot is it? It's really a perfect temperature. I think it's like, I don't know, 50s or 60s or something. Because it's like getting into the fall and high elevation. It's not cold, but it's not hot at all either. So it's like perfect for hiking. Yeah, this is easy climbing, scrambling right here. Except that I have to hold my camera and hiking poles, which makes it like just a tiny bit of a challenge. These are the best handholds I've ever seen. The problem is I don't know what the other side of this thing is going to be. It could be like a complete drop off. And maybe that's why nobody comes this way. I'm guessing at some point there's like a massive impasse. And that's why people don't go this way. Because otherwise, why not? This is sick. This is ridiculous. Oh, this is easy. No challenge whatsoever. No challenge. May as well mark this spot though. I'll climb up here and mark this. Whoa! Got some surfing stones. Oh wow, this whole huge thing. This giant thing that I'm sitting on, standing on, is moving. Yeah, this is not hard. Not technical. That's a cool spot right there. That'd be a nice little hangout spot, like shelter from the wind, and just kind of sit on the edge of those rocks. Oh, this is crazy. I love it. I am on the edge of a complete drop off right here though. So we don't want any surfing stones up here. Oh, sick. There's a nice little alcove. Oh, nice shelter right there too. It might even be like big enough you could put a little tent down there on that dirt. That's cool. That's very nice. All the adventures, like you go this way, you got to follow from me. This content. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't see this kind of content on anywhere, really. Funny thing is, it doesn't matter how amazing the content I do. Really speaking, nobody watches. They'd rather, I don't know, I'm not going to get all down on other people's content or what they like to. Nobody watches this stuff, really. Thanks for the clips, though. The thing is, if some actual influencer person, like imagine like XQC or PewDiePie or just somebody like that level, or even Aiden Ross, or some like pretty well-known person, if they did this, it would be like the talk of the town. They'd be like, whoa, that scenery, man, bro. But since it's just little me, nobody knows who I am. Literally doesn't matter what it is. I'm so a nobody now. Yeah, relatively speaking, all of us DLive people are, because DLive was never a big platform. We felt kind of big. Even I felt like a big deal back in the day. Not because I felt like, oh, I'm a big deal, but I knew everybody and everybody knew who I was. But that's back in the old days, 6 years ago. Not like that anymore. Just need to be recognized. I don't really care. Like I gave up on that whole thing, that path, years ago. There was a time when I thought, oh, I do stuff that I do a ton of stuff that nobody else does. Like a lot of stuff. Pretty much most of my content is unique to me. It doesn't matter, because it really isn't about the content. It's about personality and celebrity factor. It's just, if you're not an influencer, people that all the young people flock after, it doesn't matter how cool your stuff is, you're never going to make it. It's sad. It's just the way it is. All right, I'm going to try cutting across here. Oh, got a little bit of a drop off, but that's definitely doable. Fame and fortune are a trap. No thanks. Yeah, same. Like, I don't want it. I'm actually thankful that I didn't ever hit it big, because once that happens to you, you change. Like, almost invariably. All those innocent, lovable people, humble, awesome people, as soon as they get famous, it's like down the tube. I'm currently actually not following them because I'm trying not to like get hyped about them. There's these amazing content creators on YouTube. I'll just say who they are and you can go follow them and love them and stuff. Life in 3D. I don't know if you guys are aware of them. There's these 3 siblings that are insanely talented singers. And of course the girl is insanely beautiful, so that doesn't help. I mean, that helps. But anyway, Life in 3D. Those guys are they're gonna be destined for stardom. It's like if they're like anybody else, they're gonna start making compromises, and those innocent, lovable family, old-fashioned, just great people, and just get corrupted. It's like, so I don't know. Look at this. What? It's amazing. This is awesome. Okay, the signal might die. It looks like it's dropping the bit rate a little bit, so if that happens, it happens. Not much I can do about it. Wide of view, yeah, this is insane. I could do like a hunt. By the way, I'm reading through the Bible this year too. I know a lot of people aren't into that, and that's fine. But that's part of what I'm doing. Like, I'm reading chapters of the Bible in nature, and oh man, this is really bright, shiny rock. They never show in the camera though. I want to do like a ton of readings up here because it's so amazing, but I'll probably wait till I get nearer the top. Otherwise I'll just be stopping constantly, and I kind of do want to see if I can make it all the way up. So I'll probably not stop too much along the way. Oh, this is ridiculous. Yeah, the bit rate is definitely dropping. I don't know where the cell tower is that I'm connected to, but yeah, it's not. I'm guessing I'll probably have to end the stream at some point, just because it's gonna take such a nosedive. It'll be lame. But and then suddenly it got better. I don't know why that happens. Now it's back to goodness. Weird. Sometimes it just changes based on the direction you're facing. That's weird. Never really know. Man, this looks like I don't know, but it looks like I can go all the way to the summit, which is mind-blowing to me because, like I said before, this is not the standard climbing route, but I think it's easier than the standard climbing route. It's way safer so far. I haven't had to encounter just a couple like tiny scrambles and no unstable ground. It's like all super solid. If you actually go the standard climbing route on the Northwest Ridge, it's pretty crumbly, and I'd say it's kind of dangerous. Even for an experienced hiker like myself, I don't feel overly safe there sometimes. Probably the mineral content affects signal. It definitely could. I always think about that too. Wonder if that's possible, but who knows? Who knows? Oh, this is amazing. Oh. Maybe if I do mineral content, I'll get more views. Sorry, lame joke. It's kind of weird though, like one of the things that always amazes me is, and I don't want to get too on this because it's kind of, it's a little bit toxic and negative, but it's amazing to me how some of the people who are really successful do really dumb and boring things, or they just do the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's like, what? Anyway, okay, I'm done. No ranting today. So good to hear you happy, loving life. Yeah, I mean, I am actually massively struggling, and that's part of the reason I'm out here. I'm just not figuring life out at all. And this is the only time where I'm actually thriving and alive. The problem is I can't pursue my life goals while I'm out here. Unless somebody wants to pay me to hike 24/7, hint, hint. Put out the word. See if you have any billionaire friends that just like want to watch a guy hiking amazing scenery and read the Bible. I don't watch Aiden Ross, for example. He's Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know he's, in my book, morally objectionable in the sense that it's just like, kind of the hedonistic type stuff that I'm not into. But I really don't know a lot, so I can't say, and it's not my business. I'm happy he's succeeding in life and fulfilling his dreams. Obviously I hope he knows the Lord someday. But yeah. But also, like, no offense, like, if you're one of these people, like, don't take this the wrong way, or do, I don't really care, whatever. But like people that just play Fortnite every single stream for like 10 years straight. Like, really? Doesn't that get old? It's like, the same thing happens every time you play. It's like almost no variation. Just because there's new skins and stuff, it's like, oh, that's so boring. I mean, it can be fun to watch for a while, but it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I just don't like the objectification of women and kind of encouraging women to be promiscuous and flock after one man, one man with 50 women. I'm not into that, like, cultural alpha male kind of thing. I find it pretty offensive, just since I'm a religious Christ follower type person. And encouraging other young men, to follow in that. That's not, I don't find that to be cool, but whatever, I'm not going to change anybody's hearts. That's God's work. I can't do it. Okay. This thing is getting loose or something. Rip Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I actually didn't follow him. I mean, I was aware of his existence because he's pretty famous and stuff, but I think I might have come across some of his debate videos. Not really into debate stuff, so I didn't really know him. But yeah, it's sad. It's a real tragedy. It's a tragedy of for that to happen to anybody. I don't care if I don't like anything they say or what they stand for. That should not have happened to anybody. Ridiculous. But yeah, seems like a lot of good has come from it, in the sense, though, God often uses tragedies in the world and life to turn people around. So a lot of people that are repenting, and sort of a mini revival as a result. So it's kind of amazing in that sense. But not that, that makes it okay or anything by any means. But then, of course, there's the other side, people just going completely nuts, losing their minds. That's sad. Same, I didn't know about him. He got some good takes on things, seemed like an honest man. I think he was just a good man. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some dark secrets. It seems like everybody does. Myself included. We're all imperfect human beings, got sin, things that we are tempted by, things that we struggle with, weaknesses, whatever. So I'm sure he's not perfect. Then there's always like accusations after people like that die. It's like, yeah, whatever, okay. Not to dismiss those. If there's legitimately something that somebody did, then they should face the music for it or whatever. But as far as I know, I don't watch the news. As far as I know, he seems like he was a good man. he definitely stood up for what he believes in and was willing to risk his life for it. That's for sure. And I find that honorable. Even if you don't really fully agree with his positions, I don't even know his positions, to be honest, because like I said, I didn't watch his stuff. But, you know, he really put himself out there, and he was passionate about what he believed in, and he cared about people to, you know, share with them what he believed, trying to convince them, and, you know, whatever, just stuff like that. And I know he was a strong believer, so whether I agree with everything he said or not, I have no idea, because I don't know what he said. I do accept that he was my brother in Christ, and I think there's enough evidence of that from what I've seen in the news and just headlines and stuff going on. Good family man and very outspoken about his faith and stuff like that. So I can definitely be all about that. Charlie was a Christian and politically conservative. Yeah, I kind of knew at least that much just from, I mean, it's kind of hard not to gather that. But that's about all I knew. I knew that he went to college campuses and debated students and things like that. But that's about all I knew. I didn't really watch his channel or anything. Maybe the kindest person around with that level of popularity. Yeah, probably. I'm sure he got a little bit snarky. Like usually when you're, I mean, I can't say because I didn't watch his stuff, but a lot of times when you're in those debate kind of positions, you tend to like say a little bit of snarky or mean things to the person you're arguing with. It's just kind of part of the debate culture. I don't know if he was like that or not, but that's part of the reason I don't really enjoy watching debates. I don't really like that part of it. Way nicer than me. Yeah, I mean, don't we all? Sometimes when we get rubbed the wrong way about a topic that we're passionate about. Anyway. Man, I'm going slow today. This is easy. This is so easy. I mean, as far as climbs go, this is nothing. Like distance-wise and like elevation, it's significant. But like, as far as technical, I'm literally holding a gimbal this whole time. And I'm just casually walking up the side of this thing. I have two of these in my hands. Just, yeah, this is like kind of climb that I've done in a while. The standard climbing route. That's weird. Doesn't make any sense at all. Unless it's still possible that I might encounter like a total impasse or a significant risk or danger up ahead. That's still definitely possible. But yeah, like the whole debate culture tends to take it personal. Like instead of like just coming up with the better argument, you tend to like just like try to put down your opponent so that they are kind of off guard and so they can't come up with a response quickly, which is stupid because that doesn't mean you've won. It just means you're good at like insulting people or kind of acting like a jerk or being arrogant or something like that. I don't know what to call it, but that's dumb. Like in all reality, a good quality debate should have no emotions in it. I mean, obviously people get emotional, but I mean, you shouldn't be like attacking the person of the other view. You should just be like making your case logically and with sound arguments and stuff, not like making it all personal, like you're ugly, you're stupid, you know. It's so dumb. Or just talking loud, like la 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 la, you can't talk so I win, you know. It's like, really. Okay, a little bit of a drink there. Still definitely dehydrated to some degree. It's still so far. This is all I'm going to do today. Like that whole idea of me going here and then going to some other mountain or something, that's totally ridiculous. Again, that's going my normal pace. Drinking more water, not carrying the gimbal, and I'd be going like 4 times as fast probably normally. But because I'm streaming and just kind of chit-chatting, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I did the Bible readings. It's a very slow path. It's so easy. Look at how wide this is. There's no risk. It's like completely flat. It's like huge and wide. Yeah, this is not, so far anyway, this is not dangerous at all. Except for like, if you're just foolish or if you're very inexperienced and you, like, twist your ankle all the time or something like that. But that can happen like even on the easiest trails. And of course, you know, I shouldn't say that so much because pride comes before the fall. I don't mean to like boast about my abilities. It's just, I really expected this to be way more challenging, to be honest. If anything is going to happen, I'll probably have adverse effects because I'm not drinking enough water. That kind of stuff is dangerous, you know, like heat stroke and dehydration and things like that. But like I said earlier, it's really not that hot up here. Quite cool, actually. I'm still curious what those white semi-reflective objects are at the top. I wonder if I'll ever figure that out when I go up. Maybe they're just like weird rocks that are just super bright, but that doesn't seem possible. It's gotta be some kind of man-made object, I would think. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Alright. Oh man, this is a cinch, man. Again, like I could totally have issues. Like I could twist an ankle, I could hurt my knee. All sorts of things can happen, but like this is not a high risk area for me compared to compared to the actual climbing route, that's way more dangerous so far. Except, I think it is. I should stop saying the same thing over and over again, but looking from down here, there is a good chance that the very last part is basically impossible. But even if that's the case, I'll just turn around and go back, you know? And I'll still have an amazing hike. Like, can I complain about this? No way. Like, say I'm like 150 feet from the top and I'm like, oh, I can't get to the summit. What am I gonna, like, be disappointed after something like this? Not a chance. This is awesome. If anything, it just means I'll probably, if I have to come back the same way, I'll probably just look for some cool spots to do some Bible readings on the way back. That's all that means, probably. But honestly, even if I had to ditch out like early, this is not hard. It's a little bit sketchy, but you can actually surf down that. It's called scree surfing or whatever, or scree skiing. Sorry. That stuff could be a little bit sketchy if it's too, those big rocks could make it a little bit weird, but you can just go straight down that if you're careful. But that would be more dangerous than what I'm doing now. That's for sure. But I basically did that same kind of thing last time I was here, and it wasn't that bad. All right, where is this? You shall not pass bridge of Casadum. Or is it just going to be easy peasy the whole way? I think it's going to be easy. It's kind of a long route. I mean, it takes a significant amount of time to go this way, but that's mainly because I'm just going slow. This is a good hike to introduce somebody to, like, I don't know, mountaineering, I guess, because you're climbing a mountain, but it's pretty easy, really, as long as you're in decent shape. That's what it's about. Obviously, there's people that couldn't do it because they don't have the endurance and stuff like that, or other physical ailments or limitations. But if you're in pretty good shape and you hike a lot, I think most hikers would agree, this is not difficult. I think of another hiker on YouTube watched this replay. I'm pretty sure they would say, oh yeah, that's not bad at all. I've never gone that way. I'm totally going that way next time. Because it offers a lot of variety and massive visual stimulus. Man, it's like super scenic. And it's different enough from the standard path that you feel like you're doing a different hike. And if I actually make it all the way to the top, I could go down the standard route and get the best of both worlds. But I'm not sure if I'll make it that far. I need to figure out how to go a little bit faster without overdoing it on my endurance or lack of water or whatever. So I'm just going too slow. Make it take forever. Cool thing is, normally I would do like speed tests and mark views and stuff, but I can pretty much see that the speed test would prove quite good the whole entire way because I've been live streaming, and the whole thing non-stop has been one long amazing view. Like, I can't really mark, oh, here's a view. It's like the whole thing, the entire thing is a view. Some weird orange crumbly looking rock stuff up there. I've come across stuff kind of like that before. I don't necessarily know what it is, but I've seen it before. Basically, all of this is some kind of volcanic lava formations. Funny thing is, I actually did some searches online prior to coming here, thinking like, because I was trying to figure out, can I make it up this path? Because I couldn't really get a good enough high resolution contour or LiDAR or even satellite that gave me enough visual information to see if there's like a huge impasse. I couldn't see what was going on. So I was trying to look up information and I asked AI, of course, and then just did a search in general for, can you go up this way? And it seems relatively undocumented. I couldn't really find any information about it, and that's shocking to me because it's such a good way to go. I almost feel like they should put a climbing route this way also as an alternate route, or even the primary route, I don't know. Or a loop route, like I was saying, you could go up this way and back down the other standard route, or vice versa. If it turns out to be safe, I don't know. We'll see. It's still easy, but it's getting steeper, so I just have to like conserve energy and go a little bit slower. I'm hoping though, when I get home tonight and just for the rest of the week and on beyond, I really want to try to get working on the things that would move my life plans forward, because I actually don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I have some kind of, I don't know if I should call it mental illness, but just some mental block of some kind, where just even thinking about the stuff that I need to do, it's almost like I get paralyzed. Like I can't figure out how to do it, even though it's stuff that's It's actually stuff that I know how to do, or at least I used to. And so I should be able to do it. I just can't seem to push through. And it's been like that for a long time. I don't know what the deal is, but I really need to do that stuff or I'm going to be in real huge trouble. Like my life is gonna take a real huge dump pretty soon. Very, very soon. So yeah, I hope. I keep praying for, that God would give me the mental acuity or strength to like do what I need to do. Pray that multiple times a day in variations, and I don't know what it is. I think people think I'm faking it and being lazy and just not doing stuff, which I guess is true. I don't know, but it's not. That's not what I'm facing. Those aren't the decisions that I make inside my heart at all. I'm like, actually, I feel like garbage because I can't do it. I mean, I'm just, every day it's like, God help me not to be a burden to my family and to be able to provide for them instead, instead of them helping me, and just give me an opportunity that moves me forward. And I want to be a blessing to my community and my family. And I don't know. I know there's a lot of people in this boat too, because I've seen just in the YouTube and streaming world, I know people that are struggling in similar ways. Just one guy, since he's on my mind recently, Matt's Creative, I can't remember. He's kind of a super nerd, technical Linux guru kind of guy. He's also a gamer, just a regular Joe, nerdy guy like me, whatever, like most of us. Anyway, he's struggling. Just stop by his channel, give him a follow if you like his content, or just a word of encouragement. If you're a believer, pray for him. I know there's a lot of people going through similar stuff. It's kind of funny. Like it helps to know that you're not alone, that there's other people going through the same thing. But at the same time, I actually wish I was alone, because I don't want anybody to have to experience what I'm going through. I'd rather just bear it up and let the rest of the world enjoy life, not have to see others suffer, Alright. Okay. First slip of the entire day. We're getting on scree stuff. Talus, scree, I don't know what to call it. This stuff is crumbly and slippery, but this is such a wide ridge. Even if you slipped, you would just fall and catch yourself with your hands. You might bang up your wrists or your knees or something, but so far, this is the most dangerous or riskiest part. But what I could have done is I could have walked over there, skirted the side over there, and gone on those rocks, because they'd be more stable. It wouldn't crumble under my feet like this. This isn't bad though, but I will admit that this stuff is some of my least favorite material to hike on. It's just a bunch of loose gravel and dirt that just slides down the slope as you step on it. but that looks like that was momentary. I need to go, or I want to stay on this side for the sake of this stream. Theoretical anyway. I don't actually know if the stream signal would be better, but I think it would be over here. These branches are kind of presenting a challenge just to get around them. Yeah, see, if I would have come over here, I'd have all of these rocks as basically stepping stones of stability, foundation, way easier. And there's all these pine needles that kind of keep the ground a little bit more stabilized. It's much safer over this way. But it's definitely getting a little bit more, I wouldn't call this technical, but it's stuff that you shouldn't take for granted, because you can slip very easily on this kind of stuff. But back to boulders, this is the safer stuff here. When you see rocks that are like fully embedded, kind of like the iceberg concept, you just see the tip of the iceberg. Those are really sturdy, and you can almost always rely on those. But some of these smaller ones, like those can slip. You just gotta choose your footing, choose your foundation. Dance sideways makes a huge difference too. By the way, I assume that everybody left or is lurking or whatever. Apologize if for some reason my chat program went out to lunch. That's not entirely uncommon, so but I think everyone just kind of faded into the background. Totally fine. What a perfect day, though. The weather is so awesome. This is weird. Like, I know there's people out today, I'm sure. But because of the route I chose, that nobody else goes, it literally feels like I have the entire, not just this mountain, but all of the mountains to myself. Because I haven't seen anybody. I saw a couple people down on the trail a long time ago, way before I did any of this climbing stuff. But ever since I came up here, I haven't seen a soul. And I'm sure there's people out here, and I haven't really looked closely. Probably if I looked really closely at the ridge line, I might have seen some tiny little ant people on the climbing up. But my eyesight isn't that good, so I don't know if I could have seen that anyway. Yeah, I bet this is pretty bad up here. It definitely looks like a nasty scree slope. The closer I get to it, the more it looks kind of gross. Thanks so much for another awesome IRL stream. No worries, man. You headed out. Hopefully my stream didn't die or something. Is my stream still on? I'm assuming that just means you're headed out, but yeah, no worries, man. Let's see, I'm gonna go on this side. Thanks for hanging out. That was awesome. It was nice. I'm glad both you and Marcus were here at the same time. Hey, we got a water bottle up here. That means somebody else came this way. But here's the thing. I think they went that way because there's an actual, like, kind of a worn path that way. But anyway, it's the first signs of humans I've had up here. I'll try to stay a bit. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. No problem at all. Do your stuff. And part of me wants to grab this water bottle just to not leave it up here, but I actually don't really have any space for it, to be perfectly honest. I'm so packed and I don't really have a place to put it, so I think I'm gonna have to leave it there. You're really supposed to leave no trace though. Like, obviously the person that dropped it probably was unaware. It probably fell out of the stupid pocket on their backpack. Like, that happens to me sometimes. But anyway, I'm not gonna grab it just because I don't have the capacity to do it. It's very unlikely that people would, like, I occasionally see pieces of gear. Last time I was up here, actually 2 times ago, I don't remember. Anyway, I was up here before. I saw a really nice glove, and that was the time I was with that girl, and she was a climber, and apparently it was a climber glove, which I didn't recognize it, but so she grabbed it, you know. But yeah, I occasionally see things. Usually it's like thankfully in these like official hiking areas where you have to work really hard to get there, there's not that many dumb people that just throw trash on the ground. You know, that's usually down by lakes and rivers where it's really easy access. You'll see like a bunch of beer cans and broken glass and stuff. Usually if there's anything left up here, it's like by accident. They accidentally dropped it and didn't realize it. But I seriously doubt, unless it's really valuable, like a camera or a cell phone or something, that anybody's gonna repeat the climb, come all the way up here just to find a water bottle or something. I think general trail etiquette, though, is to, if you find something like that, especially if it has some valuable, like car keys or something, anything, whatever, like a piece of clothing, usually take it down to the trailhead and try to find kind of a visible spot to leave it, so in case somebody comes back for it, they might find it. And it's, you know, it's up to other people's ethics whether they choose to, you know, take it for themselves or whatever. Finders keepers kind of mentality. I've actually found that hikers are good people almost always. Like, I'm sure there's weirdos and creeps like anywhere else in life, but man, I generally speaking, as a whole, there's the quality of human beings that is out doing adventures on trails like this, usually pretty good, decent people, as far as nice. You know, you just wave at them or say hi. They'll strike up a conversation, ask them a question. They'll be helpful. Just generally nice people. That's always been my experience with hiking. It makes it really pleasant too. Like you don't feel like you have to be reserved because you never know what kind of person they're going to be and they'll like snap at you or something like in cities. There's just a different type of people that come out here, I think. All right, back to the easy peasy stuff. A little bit of loose gravel, but it's just like really gradual slope. Nothing serious. It's going to be a long live stream. I'm surprised my battery hasn't gone out or something else hasn't gone wrong. That could happen any moment, for sure. Definitely my microphone battery could go out anytime. That's 100% for sure. I probably won't make it all the way up before something goes out, and I might not even choose to go all the way up. It's such a long slog. I don't know, I'm just not in the like extreme endurance mentality right now. Even though from a technical standpoint, it's been quite easy. It's just, sometimes it just feels like it never ends, if you know what I mean. Again, if I wasn't holding the gimbal, I'd be using my trekking poles to my advantage. I would be taking a lot more drinks and I'd be going double time at least. So it definitely makes a difference. Trying to present this as a live stream. I'm not even close. And I think I am going to hit kind of a impasse of sorts just because that scree up there looks pretty nasty. It might be possible to sort of like go across it until I hit the northwest ridge, and then go up that way. But that can be risky because if you reach like a really steep spot in the scree and you're trying to cut straight across it, you can just start sliding kind of uncontrollably, and then it's not necessarily like you're toast or something. It's more like, well, I guess I have to go down now because I'm scree. So, I don't know. I might be able to make an assessment once I get up to this spot up here. A little bit of a haze. Not sure what that's from. Oh, I just dropped the signal for a minute. Yeah, it's kind of bouncing in and out. Where I'm standing currently, I don't know. Wow, that's some really sparkly rock. That probably doesn't show at all. That's kind of cool. This is getting to the point where it does take a little bit of battle-hardened experience to navigate the landscape, just because there's a lot of that loose gravel stuff. But I've seen a lot worse. And the consequences for slipping here, if you stay in the center of the ridge, it's really not that bad because there's quite a wide ridge on either side, so you're not going to like fall off the edge of something. You'll just slide and maybe scrape yourself a little bit or something. This is where it could get interesting all of a sudden. It might be a little bit crazy. But you know what? It's also going to be epic views. Check this out. Even if I have to turn back here, I'd say it was worth it. Very nice. That is Broken Top right there. Unique angle I haven't seen because I've never come up this ridge before. I guess that's probably worth another 360 panorama. It's pretty nice. This will take a while because I'm going to do a vertical stuff down below. I'll never do it. Just a bunch of files on my hard drive. I can't remember where it started. Probably there. Yeah, the signal is kind of breaking up here a little bit. I might just end the stream just to, because then I'll know. I don't want it to like cut out randomly when I'm not paying attention. It'd be nice to have a little bit of control over when it breaks. And I think as I go down this slope into this saddle, it's probably gonna cut out. Maybe it already is. Anyway, this looks quite doable. I think I can make it at least to that kind of rock plateau, like to the bottom of it, and it might prove to be a little bit risky. But if I really wanted to go up, I would go to the left of that and kind of angle up at a slight angle up into that scree until I maybe can find a way to cross over to the main northwest ridge. But I will say, this is probably the logical limit to where most people would go. Their comfort level would probably stop them here and they'd say, no, I think I've met my match. And I can get up there, at least to that point that you see at the top of the screen. I could get up there, but I don't know if I will because it could be a little bit too risky. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go as far as I can in my comfort zone, and then if I have to turn around, I'll go back a different way. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream though, just because I wanna save these recordings and like maybe put them on an external SD card so they don't fill up my phone, and have a little bit of capacity for a little bit later if I decide to do like a Bible reading or something. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this super long hike. I probably will keep going, but I'm not going to live stream the whole thing. It's getting a little bit probably long and boring for most people. I mean, chat kind of carries a live stream, as we all know. So if there's nobody chatting, it's kind of like, here's a guy that's doing some stuff. Yeah, it's cool, but there's nothing to talk about, so I'm just going to go somewhere else, you know. So, yeah, thanks for joining me, though. I'll probably do a couple readings somewhere else on the way, and then at some point I'll head down. Hopefully I can find a different way to head down. I think I could go down here somewhere, straight down that scree toward the glacier, the tiny remaining glacier. It's so small looking. I think you can get down that way. So that's probably the way I'll go if I decide this is a little bit too sketchy. But we'll find out. I'll play it safe, don't worry. I won't do something stupid just to complete a hike, you know. I know what my limits are, so. Obviously, you know, anything can happen. My life is in God's hands, and I love a little adventure, so take a little bit of risk just being out here, but I think it's more dangerous to drive a car, honestly. So many car accidents. One of my favorite hiking streamers, Desert Drifter, died in a car accident like 4 minutes from his house. So ridiculous. Such a tragedy. A drunk driver. Left his wife behind. It's very sad. Anyway, not to end on a sad note though. Look at this amazing stuff. Woo! I might be back on later, but this will be it for now. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time. Let's just do a crazy spin around. Maybe not too fast, but whoa. Okay, I'm gonna get dizzy, so I better stop. See ya.